Dear all, today topic is from prose Toasted English by R.K. Narayan. About the author, let us know about the author here, R.K. Narayan. R.K. means Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayana Swami, better known as R.K. Narayan. R.K. Narayan was born on 1906. R.K. Narayan is one of India's finest writers in English. A prolific writer, R.K. Narayan published nearly 60 books in his writing career, spanning over 60 years. Besides 15 novels, he wrote numerous short stories, essays, and an autobiography. Most of his stories are set in Malgudi, a fictional semi-urban South Indian town that he created. Okay, listen here. Malgudi, which is created by R.K. Narayan. His writing is characterized by genial humor, gentle irony, and compassionate realism. Some of his novels are Swami and Friends, Mr. Sampath, The Financial Expert, The Guide, The Vendor of Sweets are some of his famous novels, and short stories have been adapted, which were he written into films and television series. Narayan received numerous awards and honors, and including the Sahitya Akademi Award, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan. These awards are all very prestigious awards. He was nominated to Rajya Sabha in 1989, and his tenure in the upper houses is best remembered for his fervent appeal to make the school bag lighter and restore to children the joys of childhood. Next, about the essay. Toasted English is taken from Narayana's collections of essays titled Reluctant Guru, which is published in 1974. In this essay, Narayan records some of his impressions of America during his stint as a visiting professor at an American university in 1969. He notices how Americans have adopted the English language to suit their needs and how. Okay, this is important. How Americans have adopted the English language to suit their needs and how. As a result, American English is different from its British counterpart. Okay, here also we have to identify is here. American English is different from British counterpart. He concludes the essay by underlining a similar needs to evolve a form of Indian English that respects the norms of language and it responds to our cultural context. This is a brief uh, explanation about toasted English. Okay, we go through the in detail. When he was visited in America, at the time he has observed some kind of words which are the Americans regularly used. In the American restaurant, they call for toasted English, referring to English muffins. Muffins means here a small cup-shaped bread, toasted. You know very well. It is going to be made brown and crispy by heating. Here it refers to changes in the English language. Okay, how the uh, bread it is going to change at the same time. American uh, English language also uh, gets some changes while we are going to comparing with British language. Okay, here which though being made in America now retain English as a sort of concession to their origin. The same may be used said of their language too. Americans too went through a phase of throwing out of British but retaining their language and letting it flourish on American soil. The resultant language is somewhat different from its British counterpart. Okay, while they were ruling all over the world, they have introduced their native language. At the same time, in American also, they are not following the British colonialism language. Regularly, they use the English language. It is going to uh, change of their usage different from the British counterpart. It may be said to have gone through a process of toasting. One noticeable result of this toasting is that much of formalism surrounding the use of English has been abandoned. In America, they have freed the language. In America, they have freed the language from the stifling tyranny of the passives. Okay, stifling tyranny of the passage. How where would say ceremoniously trespassing prohibited. This is the word. Their signboards, as I noticed, I means I means here Arkanarayana has been noticed such kind of words. Whatever they wrote on signboards, noticed in the park of Berkeley merely say newly planted, don't walk, or absolutely no parking, and leaves no room for speculation, and no motorist need spend too much time peering out and studying the notice. In a similar situation, our authorities means here in India, are likely to plant a 20 line inscription on the landscape to say, okay, while we are going to observe the municipalities or collector office or any government officials, used to write a lengthy inscriptions. Okay, that somewhat Arkan Narayan wants to say here. Or like under municipal act so and so this area has been reserved. Okay, usually we see such notices that cautions that government areas and etc etc, and any vehicle stationed thereon will be deemed to have contravened subsection so and so of the Motor Vehicles Act, etc etc. I saw on many American office just doors just do not enter. The traffic signs at pedestrian crossings never means words. They just say go or wait like this. These words are using in American country. Okay, he has taken one example in a Hollywood studio. While he was once he entered into that studio, Hollywood studio, Arkan Narayan was rather startled to read Mark Stevens' Keep Out. Mark Stevens is a busy television personality who did not like to be disturbed by visitors. Incidentally, it led me wondering uh, why, if Mr. Stevens does not like interruptions, he should announce his name at all on the door. But it is one of the minor mysteries that make travel through that country so engrossing. Okay, this is one example how the Mr. Stevens has been followed. The toasting of English has been uh, achieved through other means also. Americans have evolved certain basic keywords which may be used anywhere, anyhow, which have universal multi-purpose use. I may make my point clear if I mention the example of the work check, which may safely be labeled the American national expression, which while British usage confines it is to its bare dictionary definitions. The American uses it anywhere, this expression being so devised that one may blindly utter it still and that it is appropriate for the occasion. Okay, here are some examples Arkan Narayan used in this text. I will check means you know very well, I will find out, or examine, scrutinize, verify, or probe like this. So meanings are there. Similar meanings are there to only one word. Your check means your ticket, token, or whatever you may have to produce. Check room is where you leave your possessions for a while. Check girl is one of who takes care of your coat. Okay, we have to identify the word is check is here one, but meanings are very similar to the one each other. Check girl is one of who takes care of your coat, umbrella, or anything else you may leave in custody. Check in or check out. Formally, we see, we observe at the time of while we are traveling on aeroplanes like that. Check in, check out, or while we are going to stay any hotels like that. There also like these words uh, use at the time of we enter. Okay, check it, check out. But here one different word Arkanarayana has here there. Check out. Check out. We usually pronounce that. Arkanarayana is saying that check out, CHUCK, check out, and felt rather disturbed. Refer to one arrival in a hotel and departure therefrom. Okay, you know very well. Departure means and how, what is the meaning of check in and check out. And there are scores of other incidental uses for the word. If you are ever heard of for a noun or a verb, you may safely utter the word check and feel confident that it will fit in. Okay, another word also used to say here, he means here Arkanarayan, is fabulous. Another word that is used in that country freely without much premeditation. Of course, everyone knows what fabulous means. Okay, you also know very well what means it by, but the American usage has enlarged its sense. I found a lady in Wisconsin declared, "Oh, those cats of mine are fabulous." Okay, meaning that they were eccentric. Oh, so and so is fabulous may mean anything from that sincere compliment to an insinuation that so and so display a mild form of charming lunacy. Okay, another word is there. Okay, O and word another letter is K is another well-known example. It is the easiest sound that ever emanated from the human vocal cords. Every human being use uh, regularly. Okay, okay. Everyone knows how comprehensive its sense can be. Okay is a self-sufficient word which needs no suffix to indicate any special respect for the listener. Okay, it can stand by itself without sir, okay, like this. And to conclude the sentence, in the respect, it is like yeah, YEAH, which seals off a sentence without further ado. Yes, sir. Yes, darling. This kind of conversation regularly we listen. Yes, darling. This conceivable, but yes, sir. Yes, darling. Unthinkable. Yeah, is uttered in short base of the tongue, grunt, which almost snaps off any further continuation of sentence. Yes, involves time as subient could not prolong. Okay, these are the words R.K. Narayana has introduced how the Americans and used, and at the same time uh, how we use in our Indian counterpart and British counterpart. Okay, refinements of usage in countries where English has a bazaar status are worth a study. On a London bus, you will never hear the conductor cry ticket ticket like in our Indian situation. The Indian conductor in our society, they will uh, they will take the tickets such time. In London will never hear the conductor cry ticket ticket. He approaches the passenger and says thank you. First of all, he must be greet the person passenger thank you, and on receiving the fare says again thank you, sir. I found out that one could calculate the number of passengers in a bus by halving the total number of thanks here. Okay, how many passengers are traveling on that bus? At the same time, the conductor also greeting the passengers, thank you, like that. In any Western country, if a receptionist asks, "Can I help you?" it really means I have any business here. If so, state it, or it may mean help. Evidently, you have wandered off into a wrong place. Go away. A man who wants to pass you always says, "Excuse me," while he may with all justice burst out, "What do you mean?" by standing there gaping at the world while you black everybody passes. Stand aside, man. When you send your card and the busy man's secretary appears in whispers in your ear, "Would you like to wait?" Though the tone is one of consultation. Okay, how the tone of that person, that receiving person, what is the tone he used to express that, "Excuse me, would you like to wait?" So the tone is of consultation. You have really no choice in the matter. The thing to do is not the answer the question, but say thanks and look for comfortable seat in the waiting room. Although you may feel like saying no, I would not like to wait. I have other things to do. These the situations I've been observed by Arkanara. And okay, next coming into the Indian counterpart, how the Indian uh, English brand language, Bharat brand of English. The time has come for us to consider seriously the question of a Bharat brand of English. How we uh, used the language, English language, appropriately, and so far English has had a comparatively confined existence in our country, chiefly in the halls of learning, justice, or administration. Now the time is ripe for it to come to the dusty street, market place, and under the banyan tree. English must be adapted to the complexion of our life and assimilate its idea. I am not suggesting here a mangalization of the language. I am not recommending that we should go back to the days when we had, particularly in the railway. Okay, generally or commonly we see at the railway stations uh, among our friends or between our friends how they use the language, how they use English language, where WRUGOIN where you go in man. This is the Bharat English will respect the rule of law and maintain the dignity of grammar, but still have a Swadeshi stamp on it unmistakably, like the Madras handloom checks Shet or the Tirupati doll. This is the example how what is the origin of English language, how we are using the English language has been explained by R.K. Narayan. This is about Toasted English. He shared his experiences, and this Toasted English essay has been collection from essays titled Reluctant Guru. The Reluctant Guru published in 1974. Okay, a wonderful essay and wonderful experiences has been shared by R.K. Narayan. Thank you.